Susan. So, I'm gonna be making some breakfast for dinner, right? So one of the things I want to make some breakfast tacos for dinner, right? So I want to make some tortillas, some fresh tortillas from it. I bought tortillas just in case I didn't have time to do this, but fortunately or unfortunately, I was given a decent amount of time. I think this is a cup. Yeah. So, 2.5 cups of flour. I'm just using unbleached flour, regular flour. So that, a stick of butter, which I'm gonna melt down in this section. I should get a bowl. Whole stick of butter, unsalted. I'm gonna put it in the micro and let it for, let's do 25 seconds and see where we get. I have a cup of water. Now, it's a cup of water, but we might not use it all. I'm gonna put in about 3/4 of a cup and kind of feel it out. Seconds, I think. It is 1 teaspoon of salt. So it's not a, you just need a relatively small amount. I've been off of making bread and stuff like this for a couple of weeks now. Just been cooking other stuff. It's fun to get back into this. Okay. So you don't. I guess you don't have to do that. You can. I mean, as long as it's like it's soft to the touch and it's liquidy, because we're just mixing it in. So, I'm gonna put my butter. I have my salt, flour, and butter in the pan or in the bowl already. In my office, on the side where people sit, there's probably about 18 to 20 people that sit in my office on that one part of the building. And yesterday, 9 of them tested positive for COVID. It is July 1st, 2024. COVID is real, COVID is still around, and as of right now, COVID, according to the data, is surging. So, I tested negative because I sat close to that guy the other day. I tested negative today. Hopefully I'm okay. I was like, boy, I hope my nose is just running because it's, who's got allergies this time of year? I don't know. I don't know what kind of allergies are going around this time of year. Anyway, it's like, nobody wants to wash their hands, nobody wants to wear a mask, everybody thinks that they're Superman and they can avoid it. It'll come and get you at some point, and that's what I'm hoping it's not going to happen to me again. So here's a cup of water. I'm going to use around 3/4 of it. Did I put too much water in? I think I did. That's fine. It's okay. We'll go from there. That should be more than enough to get this where I need it to be. this was water right out of the fridge. So I warmed it up in the micro for 25 seconds, and I don't think that was enough. I should have did it for a little bit longer. That's fine. What's gonna happen now is I'm gonna mix all of this good stuff together and make my dough. And make sure I'm following my recipe right. You can kind of tell within a couple of minutes. I did this for probably like a minute. Now the dough is coming together. Doesn't need to be. Well, you're trying to find the middle ground between wet and dry. You just want it to be moist and pliable. And I'm going to mix this for another couple of minutes. It's a bit cold to the touch. It's probably around 75, 80 degrees. So I want it a little bit warmer. I put the proof function on my stove. So I'm gonna let it sit in about 90, 95 degree temperatures while I'm letting it sit. This is about ready. I've been mixing this thing for about 3 minutes. It feels the right consistency. So I used I filled it up. So it's about 3/4 of a cup of water to 2.5 cups of flour, and a stick of butter, and a teaspoon of salt. You gotta have salt. Otherwise it's not gonna taste like anything. This is considered a raw ingredient. You're not supposed to eat flour raw. There's potential for contamination, for something to get you sick, basically. So, I'm very guilty of that. I've eaten my sourdough starter raw to make sure it tastes okay, but apparently that's a no-no, and I don't want to get sick off of things that I eat. I just want to enjoy them. So, this I think is ready. It looks good. It feels good. It's buttery. It's kind of greasy, which is fine. Is what we want. But it's also pliable. So I'm gonna actually, you know what? It's scratchy, and it's just the way it's gonna be. So let me roll it up. Okay. To make sure that I make a big mess, I'm going to transfer bowls. I'm doing the dishes anyway, it's not that big a deal. I have a dishwasher, I just rinse them and put them in there and poof. So, this is covered. I got a barking dog. What's she barking at? Anyway, covered. I'm going to put it in the oven at about 85, 90 degrees for about 20, 30 minutes. Alright, it's been about 20 minutes. Let's take this little sucker out. Feels a little bit warmer. That's what I was hoping on. I don't need it to be ice cold. So, let's move this down just a hair so we can see it. So I'm gonna need about 10. So that's 4. Very unscientific. Ideally, you just want to weigh them. Weighing is going to be the most efficient method to make sure everybody's even. But the dough's feeling really nice. So there you go. Yeah. How about this? About a golf ball size. So make sure everything's okay. Make sure that it's a good size. This one's a bit small. That's fine. Boom. Not too bad. I'm going to cover it with a clean towel and let them sit for 5 minutes. All right. Cover this sucker up. Give it a nice bench rest for 5 minutes. Go ahead and start my pan. Get it nice and hot, and then we'll get to the next step here. We're close. It's been about, what, 5 minutes or so. Let's take a medium-sized one. I just do this. I mean, make a big mess. Press them out, flip it, press it again, just press from the center out. I like to get a couple ready. Okay. My pan is hot enough. Let's go ahead and move over there. I forgot to hit record, but I mean, this is my first YouTube video, so you gotta give me some grace. This is ready to go. This is the third or fourth one. Should start bubbling up really nice. Just keep an eye on it. I'm over here behind the camera setting up the rest of them, so that way I can just get them done quickly. So probably the first part of it's not gonna be, I don't know how I'm gonna do this. I don't know. Anyway, this came out perfect. So 3/4 of an ounce, 3/4 of a cup of water, 2.5 cups of flour, 1 stick of butter, teaspoon of salt. The whole process takes about an hour. We gotta rest for 20 minutes, gotta bench rest the balls for about 5. And here we are. Fresh tortillas, the best ones you can make.